All right. Sorry this setup is so jank, but welcome to my podcast. This is called Chaos on Call. This is my senior thesis project. I go to Stevens Institute of Technology, and the topic of my podcast is budding creativity and how to sort of encourage people to be creative in their own lives and go for what you love. And I want to interview a bunch of different people, a bunch of different creatives, see how they do their work. And, there's a lot of issues that come with being creative, like imposter syndrome, self doubt, disapproving family, negative criticism. And, I want to mention those aspects, talk about those aspects, and also, sort of motivate people to continue to be creative and, just stand out. So, without further ado, we're going to get into my episode with Phendste. And yes, thank you.
Yo, what is up? Welcome to the Chaos on Call podcast. It is your boy. No, okay, I'll be chill. It's your boy, not your boy. This is the Chaos on Call podcast. I'm your host, Zach, and I also go as 622 Chaos. I make music. You probably heard the intro, which I'm going to record probably after this, where I basically went over everything. So, and my mission statement and all that. So this is my senior thesis project, blah, 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 blah. What's up, Steven?
Hello.
What's up? What's
Hi,
good?
Zach. Hi, 62 Chaos. Hello.
Yo. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Phendste. Steven Dranto
Yes.
is here in the building. My boy, we've been, so we're here at Stevens Institute of Technology. We're on campus right now in one of the studios here on campus. And that's exactly where we met, like in this room. Or where did we meet?
We met. It had to be freshman orientation. But
Yeah.
it was when all the music techs kind of met each other.
Bro,
But
and
no, we lived in the same dorm as well.
we did live in the
So,
same dorm.
same
So-
floor.
Yeah, same floor in the same dorm. Who's your roommate?
Jung.
Jung.
Yes, he was a. All right, we're
Whatever,
not
who
going to
cares,
dox him. We're
whatever,
not
okay,
going to
okay.
dox him. I don't want to dox
Anyway,
him, but I love you, Jung. I love you, Jung.
So me and Steven, we met freshman year, and it was so funny because we were like, Stevens, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that's always
L joke.
always the line.
People, someone at somewhere we just were made that joke, and I was like, damn.
No, it's
I feel
okay.
so bad for you,
No,
bro.
I've made it part of my introduction. It's easier for people to remember me that way.
Right.
And, like,
right.
They can get a little laugh out of it. So it all kind of works in my favor in a way. So I'll own that. I'll own that.
And so, okay. So I like to, so give me just like your elevator pitch real quick, what
My
you do, who
elevator
you
pitch.
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Steven Dranto, but most people now probably know me as Phendste, which is the way you spell that is Phendste. If you can like put the spelling up.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of people find like they always ask how you pronounce that, but most people know me for my green pants. I'm not wearing my green pants right now.
L.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's an L,
Sorry.
sorry.
It's final season.
Right.
But
Green pants are in the laundry.
But yeah, I'm a producer, songwriter, artist, and like learning on the engineer side as well here at Stevens on the music and technology program. I create music under the name Phendste. I've been working on this artist project Phendste for like almost 2 years. It's 2 years in January, and yeah, I mean, that's like kind
That's
of like
your pitch.
Like, I mean,
we're at the top
yeah,
of the floor.
I mean,
We
the
gotta
pitch,
get out of the
I don't know.
elevator. Sorry, boy. All right.
there's definitely more, but
All right.
yeah.
Oh my God! I just realized I didn't set a timer. I'm so toxic. Timer. No. Stopwatch.
A 4-hour episode. We're
Yeah.
here until
Oh my
2 a.m.
God. All right. I'm gonna start now. I think that was like. Wait, let me go check. Sorry about that. So, I'd like to start with your influences. But without getting in too in depth about it, because we could sit here and talk about influences all day.
Forever.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we're
forever.
both music people. We could literally sit here and talk about musicians and
Mhm.
other music for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like, literally 10 hours. I could sit here and talk about anything, like not anything, but like music related, like we can talk. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say influences like music related or creativity in general.
But the
Minecraft.
challenge is I'm only gonna give you 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Wow.
All right. Think about it for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Zed, the producer, the EDM producer, Zed, Madion, however you say his name. Minecraft. I'll say Minecraft.
Solid.
Oh my gosh. Daniel Caesar, Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran, a bunch of pop artists, to be honest. Mayday Parade, a freaking pop punk band that I listened to all throughout middle school. There's so many songwriters. JP Sachs, Lizzie McAlpine,
3, 2, 1.
Alexander 23. Yes. Okay, go.
All right. So that was pretty good. So we got
many.
some influences out there. So anyone who's listening who, knows of those people, I mean, I knew some of them, but not all of them. Zed, the EDM producer, the producer. Yeah, no, that was great. So
Damn, 30 seconds is
it's tough. It's tough.
really short.
I'm gonna do it when
puts me on the spot too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it when I film myself, and it's gonna be so tough. But I'm literally gonna prepare. I'm gonna be like. Anyways,
prepare.
So awesome, a lot of influences. Very very diverse set of influences. And let's take it all the way back. Let's take it all the way back to little Steven plopping out. Plopping out where? Plopping out, dancing, singing with the green pants. No.
I don't know about the dancing, but maybe the singing.
Right. So, okay. What was the first creative thing you ever did, and how did that impact you as a child/teen?
Oh God, could I remember? I have a lot of like faint childhood memories. One that I actually think about often and that I don't really talk about is I remember as a little kid I used to take like a cereal box and I'd wrap like rubber bands around it, like and then I'd act like I was playing the guitar with it. Yeah. So that's like a kind of like a fun creative moment, and like I would like I remember I would sing random words. And like and that'd just be it, but a lot
just
of
like the rubber band like on the cardboard. Like
yeah, rubber band on the cardboard. Like it definitely didn't even resonate or like create a tone. It just vibrated on the cardboard.
That's all you need.
Yeah. But I was like very young during that. I don't know. I would say I remember listening to the radio a lot as a kid.
What stations?
Z100,
New York,
yeah.
York.
Z100, 92.3 when it was still like kind of a pop
right.
before it turned alternative, but a lot
it's
of that
alternative now.
I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not entirely sure, but
interesting
from the last time I heard, but yeah, a lot of listening to the radio. I mean, I grew up in church, so my parents are very involved. My brother was very involved in the music team there, so yeah, there's like a music team at church that like
they call it a team.
Yeah, usually they call it like the worship team, the praise and worship team.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But, yeah, so there was a lot of that. I would always kind of stay, like basically Sundays were completely taken over by church. Like we would get there at 9 a.m. and leave at like sometimes 9 p.m. Which is I'm kind of like capping, but like at 6 p.m. It'd take the whole day. It literally take the whole day. And it was like that for like a good portion of my life.
Wow.
And ever since I was like a little kid, I would always kind of stay with my parents. I'd have to stay with my parents and basically be there, like observing their freaking choir practices.
Right.
So
your parents were both in the choir?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my mom was like a Sunday school teacher.
Wow.
But very involved in the choir as well.
Right.
My brother or my dad played in the worship team. He led worship. He would he played guitar, he sang, and was also in the choir. My brother also kind of similar in that way.
Right.
Led worship, sang. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like a lot of my, I guess you could say, like going back to the question, like the creative as a very young child, like a lot of that a lot of the music stuff kind of definitely somewhat stemmed from there, maybe subconsciously and just
Right.
like ingrained in there. And I remember actually like performing for the first time as a little child. I think I was like 9 years old.
Okay.
And I was part of the choir, and they gave me a
Right.
solo
Ooh,
for one song.
that is so scary.
Yeah, it's 'cause, like,
Especially at that age. Oh my god.
yeah, it was pretty scary, but I just remember, oh my, I kind of remember the melody a little bit of it.
Okay.
do you want me to, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's like, close your eyes and dun 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 dun. It's like something
Christmas.
like that. Mm-hmm.
Got you.
It was a very Christmas song.
Mhm.
And so yeah,
I'm
that was
sure
like
you
one of the
snapped.
first.
I'm sure you went off.
Probably, but after that, like, I definitely got a case of stage fright, and then like didn't sing for a while. So
Oh, really? So that was like more of a negative experience than like.
no, I don't think it was a negative experience. It was just like, I don't know. It's just it feels like as I grew up, I kind of stepped away from it because I had this weird gut, like, that just the nervousness of just
Right.
the nerves of just performing, like, naturally. I think it's just like being in front of a crowd of people that are all like looking at you.
All focus on you.
Yeah,
You're
all
the
focus-
soloist.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I mean, I remember as a little kid, like, I didn't really think about it that much, but like in my years, like probably like 10 and up, like I really kind of shied away from it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were talking about my childhood and talking about the idea of just developing stage fright right after
Right.
like I did my church choir solo. But yeah, I guess like after 10 plus years of age, like I kind of developed stage fright and had fear. I had fear really control like that part for a very long time. So
Yeah.
just stage
Yeah,
fright, man.
I mean,
Stage fright, it's real.
tough. It's real. It is absolutely real.
Mhm.
And if anyone out there is struggling with stage fright, in my opinion, the best way to get through that is you just have to keep performing.
Yeah,
That's like kind of like the only way to really get through it.
yeah.
Because I remember like here, like we have open mic nights here at Stevens, and the first time I did an open mic, I was petrified. And now I go on to the open mics, I'm like, girl, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I actually like I want to bring a point to that because like stage fright took forever, took a long time for me to actually kind of get over, and like and like there's not gonna be a day or a performance where you're gonna feel completely okay,
right.
right? At least in my experience, like I've always felt scared, or I've always felt the nerves. I've always felt the nerves.
Yep.
Right, and it could be a mix of like fear, anxiety, or excitement.
Right.
And I think for me actually what got me over my stage fright, because like this ties into like how I started performing as Phendste, right?
Mhm.
Like I started to really believe in the music I was creating, the songs that I was singing, that to me, like, for me to not be able to perform it in front of people would be a total like a lost opportunity,
Right.
because like it's like I was so passionate about my music that I
Mhm.
didn't care about the stage fright,
Right.
right? Like well, I cared, but my caring and my passion for music, for the songs I was singing and the songs I was creating, was a lot stronger than my fear of performing in front of people.
Mhm.
And so I think like ultimately it came down to like passion for me,
Right.
like just and believing, like truly believing in myself, like getting that confidence. But yeah.
That's super inspirational. I mean, I know on my end, like a lot of the songs I was creating in like 2019, 2020, like when COVID first happened, a lot of my songs were like so not meant to be performed live because like my production style, and like
Yeah.
it's just tough to perform live.
That's another thing that like you start to consider after you perform. You're like, okay,
Yeah, let me
maybe
try
I should
making
write
my
songs.
music.
Yeah, maybe I
a
should write
little-
songs that are
right.
easier to perform.
Right.
Yeah, because like I have full on productions on my songs, but a lot of my most of my performances, I think all of my performances actually
Acoustic,
have been
right?
acoustic. Yeah. So
You ever do the electric guitar?
yeah, I do electric
Okay.
guitar, but it's always just me my guitar.
Right.
And then like there's one open mic where like I did it with Matt Vera, and he played keys. Amazing keys player.
Awesome. Shout out
and
Matt Vera.
Yeah, shout out Matt Vera. He's an amazing musician.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But I was gonna add something else about. Oh yeah, and like it wasn't just my songs as well that like kind of got me to get on stage and like do that.
right.
It was very faith based in like this is like a whole tangent on this.
No, you're good. Go
but
ahead.
like the reason I pursue music and the reason I pursued it is because I felt like a calling from God, and like it's whatever you believe in, right? But for
Right.
me, like I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and like I felt a calling to do music, and so there's a lot of fear and like some it's not backlash, but you know some like force to not do it, right?
right.
But I think my that calling definitely like overshadowed all those things, and yeah, it felt like performing. So going back to the performance thing, like very faith based in that I felt like I was called to do music, so I should perform these songs. You know?
Right.
I like it doesn't matter about my fears at that point, because like if this is what I believe I'm meant to do, then I'll then like that I need to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit conviction.
What does that calling feel like? Like, is that like something internal, or is it more like where a certain thing happens and like someone is directly like affected by your music in a positive way and they feel moved? Is that what gives you that sort of like I don't want to say supernatural, that's so messed up, but like sort of like that like higher power coming into
Yeah.
like where how does that like sort of feel? Like how can you describe that? And it's okay if you can't define it, because I totally get that.
It's it's hard to define.
Right.
It's a feeling, but it's definitely a feeling. It's definitely like a higher power. I mean that you know, I believe in God, you know, like
Right.
like that's where faith comes in, and like where fear and like all those doubts kind of like can live, kind of faith overshadows it in a way, and
Right.
and so I guess it's like it's that belief in yourself, and I mean, you know, it's that belief for me. It's like that belief that God has in me, right? To be able to carry out whatever He wants to through me, through my music, and so and you know, it's just really a belief of like achieving more than you feel like you can, you know.
Right.
It's achieving more than you feel like you can.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, time and time again, after every one of those experiences, there's like turning points, you know, in which you prove yourself.
Right.
You prove like, oh my goodness, I just performed in front of that many people, you know, and then you think about, I can't believe before that moment, like I never believed in that, but now I do, because
Yeah.
that just happened, you know.
Right.
And it's been a lot of that for a couple of years. Cause like, I mean, you brought up the whole idea of like people coming up, or people like the aspect of people coming up to me and like,
Being
feeling
affected,
inspired. Feeling inspired about that. And for a long time, like, you know, until recently is really, really like when I was just creating music for myself, and creating music in hopes that it would help other people, right?
Right.
And it was just imagining like, it's a lot of like, man, how do I? Because this is such a big concept,
Right.
And
No,
I
this
love
is
talking
a
about
very
this.
loaded concept.
Yeah. It's just like this idea that, there's a song that you can write that will reach somebody, and I don't think anything else can reach them like that.
Right.
Right. And I think I just had that idea that like if I cared about it and if it helped me, then it'll help somebody out there, you know. And like and
That was
and
big for me starting out.
yeah, and like I won't see that for a very long time, but I know like I'm no different from, and on a human level, on
Right,
like an
right.
emotional level, you know, our experiences can be very different, but emotions are like very much the same.
Right.
And like yeah.
We're all made of skin, bro. What's the thing Fulcrum says? He's like, yo, I'm no different than anyone else. I'm made out of skin and bones just like you.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah,
I continue.
Yeah. Fulcrum. Oh man.
Come in.
Yeah. Yodi gang. Okay.
We
anyways.
both do not. We both do not partake.
No.
So
But I love Fulcrum.
he's just funny.
I love Fulcrum. Yeah, he's a very chill dude. But
Yeah,
anyways,
okay,
anyways. What I was getting to is like, I don't feel stop.
Okay, sorry.
I don't feel like. I think one of the, I guess, best, at least like one of my mindsets when I'm creating music is that
Right.
I'm no different from anybody around me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and yeah, I create music, and yeah, I write songs that resonate with people and stuff, but like you have to like really bring yourself to that human level, that emotional level, and like understand that you're not different from anybody else, and so when you write from that place, like you're creating for other people because you have that in mind already.
Right.
It's not just about you. Even though sometimes like when we write and create music, it is about us. It's a very selfish thing, but like afterwards you realize like, oh, this applies to other people.
Other people,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like telling a story. All right, so all right, yeah, great little, yeah. I mean, I totally relate to that. I mean, I almost see music as my higher power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I feel like, I also see my higher power as my higher power speaks through other people. And I feel like the music that I heard early on, like, it was exactly what I needed to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, when I talk to people I care about, it's exactly what I need to hear.
Yeah.
And it's like songwriting, like, we just can do that same exact thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the form of a song where it can be, it doesn't matter the language. You know what I mean? Because music is a universal language, Those emotions can be felt all across,
Yeah. Actually, I was in a philosophy. I'm in a philosophy class right now, and we were talking about, I forgot which philosopher we were on, but they were talking about like, they were talking about how like words are very limited. When expressing anything.
100%.
And so like my professor asked us like, what do you guys think about that? And I actually talked about this with my friend like literally yesterday, but I believe that every time you take something in here and you put it out in the world, right? And that could be just you like yelling in a room, right? Or
right.
saying whatever.
Right.
There's always going to be a loss of translation, no matter what.
Yep.
Like nothing can be fully translated from your brain to the outside world, like
right.
one for one. There's going to be a loss of translation, and it's like, and in language, in like speaking, it's words. Sometimes they're very limited. The tone of voice, it's very different for every language. But I think like for music, I caught myself like I was talking in that class, and I caught myself midway through because I said like music is very abstract and that like it can be interpreted in many ways.
Right.
But also like it's the complete opposite where it's like music. If your favorite song, right?
Right.
Your favorite song, it resonates with you in every way.
Right.
Right. And that's because like music is a very exact thing in that way.
Right.
And it's like it's just a one for one,
Right.
like, you know what I mean? I
do get what you're trying to say. Like,
yeah.
Like every person like hears music in the same way.
Yes.
If it everyone hears like a minor chord versus a major chord, and they could feel the difference.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
No, not really. Because like I feel like that can also be like disproven by like international music, where sometimes those dissonant intervals are actually harmonious and like very pleasing to other cultures, right? So
okay, but if you play like a tritone, like everyone's gonna be like.
I mean, I don't know. We're pretty biased because we're in America.
We are, like,
we're in Western music.
Right,
yes.
Right.
So, but like, I mean, what I was trying to say is that music is a very exact thing. So
shout out
when
Eastern music. Shout out Eastern music. Y'all go off. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, music is a very exact thing. Like when when there's so much intention put into it that literally word for word, note for note, it is perceived as like the same thing between people.
Right.
Like, you know, I think that defines a lot of the greatest hits, and like a lot of why is Michael Jackson so appealing, or like, you know,
Right.
like all that stuff. Like, it has to do with the idea that the intention is there and it's felt by everybody in the same way.
Yep.
But yeah, anyways, that was super tangent.
No, that's
but
fine.
yeah.
That was very
It's the concept of just everything is lost. There's
right.
a loss of translation,
Well,
but in
also
music
it's like
different.
weird that like this is also tangential, but like it's so and like you speak Tagalog, right? Or like kind of.
I understand, and I speak like surface level Tagalog, but it's
Okay.
very American, so I can't.
So
Like, yeah,
shout
very
out
American
to
accents.
all the Filipinos out there,
Mhm.
but there's I've been seeing like I follow this page on Instagram that just shows random Wikipedia pages,
Mhm.
and there's so many. It was showing just these words that like are so succinct in their own language, but what you can't translate it to English.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I know there's a lot of that in Tagalog.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
like that in itself is so weird. That like we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
English. Like I only speak English and a little bit of Chinese.
Mhm.
But that's all I could possibly communicate with.
Yeah.
But if I make a beat or if I make like some sort of song that has a rhythm, like we all can dance. Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what? Like
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. It's like there's so many different perspectives you can take from it. 'Cause,
Right.
Like, I even in high school, I would always do presentations on music. Like,
yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
I always found some way to fit a music
Yeah.
presentation in the
Yup,
year.
yup. I was the same way, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I remember, like I used to think of I used to describe music as like manipulated sound.
Okay.
And that in itself has a different connotation, right? Like manipulated sound, or manipulated noise.
Gaslighted sound.
So- Shut up.
Okay, wait, continue. Sorry.
No, that's
Sorry.
funny. That's funny. That was good.
Okay.
No, but yeah, it's just I'm just saying that there's so many different perspectives on music.
Yeah,
but,
it's crazy.
yeah.
So back to the questions. So I guess like a quick question. Are there any early criticisms of we'll do the criticism ones first and then the one before that. So
Okay.
were there any criticisms, like early criticisms that just stuck with you for some reason, whether it be good or bad?
Yeah, but I don't think they ever came from somebody else. Major
Mm.
criticisms that stay with you are like the ones that you tell yourself.
Damn.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
That's deep.
At least because like
That's real though.
especially in the early stages when you're just starting to create music, or starting to be, you know, putting your energy in a creative outlet, like, so that's anything, right? Any
Right.
creative medium, any medium of art. But it's a lot of the criticisms that stayed with me were just from me,
Right.
And it was also like my expectation of what others would perceive
Dude,
my music as,
yes,
or anything like that.
yes.
So that was
Please,
like the main
out
pushback.
there, if you are making music, you have no control you have no control over how other people perceive your music.
Mhm.
Okay? Just make the best thing that sounds good to you because you have no idea how other people are going to perceive it.
Mhm.
That's it. That's it. Please don't make music with the thought in your mind that like, oh, what if they da 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 da. Who cares? Just make music for what you like.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what you were feeling when you made I'd Find You and
Yeah.
all those other songs.
You stay out. But before I even
Right.
released any of those songs, I had to write and produce like a whole hundreds of ideas before I
Right.
actually felt really good about one.
Dude,
So
same.
it's literally so many hours of just like working at your craft and really falling in love with your own style.
right.
Because I think like
And don't rush it either.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
be
yeah.
comfortable in the process. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like, you know, it's really not that deep. Like especially if you're like in high school, college, like it's okay. Like we're still students.
And, like-
we don't have to be experts.
yeah, and like have fun with it. That,
Right.
Because that was like the main reason why I got into into
You think
music and
Steven
stuff,
wasn't
just, like,
having fun when he made those songs? Like,
Oh
come
my gosh.
on, bro. They're so
Yeah,
fun.
it's those moments of creativity. Like when when you're like in the
Right.
middle of a session and or like
It
you're
just
working
happened
on,
this
yeah,
morning, bro.
yeah,
I
you're
saw
working on
you.
something and then you're just like, oh yeah, this is it, this is
Yes,
the one.
that is such a
And
good
it's okay
feeling.
if the next day it isn't it, but like
Right,
just remember
right.
that moment and remember that feeling,
Right.
because like yeah, that's something, man.
It's that
I love
flow mindset for me. Like,
explain that.
so all right, I don't need to go super in depth with it, but basically, when I create music production was the first thing I ever felt like I lost a track of time. You know what I mean? Like, like
Is it like that? Is it like the scene from Soul? Have you ever watched Soul?
no, I
Oh my
haven't, bro.
gosh,
I know,
bro.
I heard it's so
You need to
good.
watch it, especially because the main character's a musician.
I know, bro.
But yeah,
and
yeah,
I love
yeah.
Pixar,
A
so
Flow State, yeah,
whatever. But yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, please watch it.
But
Because they
wait.
have a really good
Yeah, say that one thing and then I'll.
craft.
Yeah.
They have like a really good demonstration of it where it's like
Wait.
you like literally close like
Oh no, I only
Oh
saw
my
the
gosh.
intro. I only saw the
okay
intro.
okay. But
But continue.
I know what you mean about the flow state because sometimes
Right.
I close my eyes when I'm writing a song, and I just like it feels like I'm just in a moment in time, and I don't feel like I'm in a room or I don't feel like I'm where I'm at. I just feel
Right.
like I'm so focused on this idea,
Right.
and like focused and obsessed with this idea. Obsessed is like another thing that's like
Could get unhealthy though.
it could get unhealthy, but like, oh man, like I feel like if passion sometimes, you know,
Is
is
synonymous with
you-
obsession.
you need to. I don't know what that is.
Sorry about
All
that.
right. There needs to be a point in time where like I feel like you need to become obsessed with something that you're passionate about. I don't know what you know what I mean, cuz I think for music like I was obsessed with well, you know what it was? For me it was songwriting
Same.
cuz I didn't songwrite until I got into college. And when
Okay.
I started like understanding songwriting more and like really seeking out information, I got obsessed with the whole craft and like looked up every interview I could, like read so many articles about it, tried to read books about it. I don't read books, and I tried to read books about it, you know. And it's that love, it's that passion for something
Right.
that'll like drive you to do things that are literally insane. In just the character of who you are.
Yeah,
the whole
no,
idea.
I mean like back in my day, no. Back when I was like in high school, dude, my senior year, I was basically I was songwriting a lot, and then my sister said that I shouldn't sing anymore. My voice doesn't sound good. And that was like a really pivotal moment for me. So I went like, and I still loved making music. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on making beats now. And bro, when they say beat bug, like I had the beat bug.
I've
Like
never heard of that.
I was like, so I would go into school. Third period, I had bro.
You brought your computer to school?
Yeah, I brought my computer
the
to
heck?
school.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Nah, so I in Chinese class, I was in Chinese 4 honors, and the entire class I would be making beats with Panasonic headphones. What was wrong with me? Panasonics,
That's
bro.
funny.
The ones you get on Amazon for like $10. I'll put in a picture.
Were you in the corner of the classroom or
no,
straight
bro.
up in the middle?
No, I
Bro,
was like, bro.
everybody
but
had a show.
shout out Ting Lao Shu because she is the homie. She let me make music.
Wow.
And if anyone goes to Melbourne High School, please take Chinese because I love her and tell her I love her. Hui Mei. So, bro, I would make beats for that entire class.
That's crazy.
I would take my headphones out to like read like one Chinese sentence.
Yeah.
And then I put my headphone right back in.
Wow.
Then after that, I
Wow.
had fucking study hall.
Yeah.
Every single study hall, I sat there and made beats. And then like anytime there was a sub, anytime there was anything, like I still remember the first lo-fi beat I made was in psych when my teacher wasn't there.
Wow.
And like
wow.
that was the first lo-fi beat I made.
The lo-fi.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I was just like any chance I could possibly get, I was making music. And then I would go to work. Like I don't know if this has happened to you, like
Yeah, yeah.
like when you were really obsessed, but like you go to work
or do something that's not making music, and you're like, oh, I'm wasting my time. Oh, what? Or like you go hang out with your friends, and you're like, oh, I should be in my room. Like that would happen to me all the time. I would have that like self hate kind of anxiety, like
you kind of just you're obsessed with it.
I was obsessed, bro, and that's why I'm like, is it healthy?
I think obsession does have like innately has it has a negative connotation to it, right? Like, but I don't know. It's there comes a point in time where you just have to be. Where you just become obsessed and fully engulfed in something. I mean, some and you know and this can be applied to, like, you know, we're talking about our passions and talking about
music
right?
production.
But
we're talking about
But I would also say that, like, at least the most common case of obsession is when it comes to like loving a significant other.
Right.
Like
happened to me.
Yeah, and I mean, there in those ways, I think that's how like obsession gets a negative connotation because like, you know, we've definitely, a lot of us have experienced. Yes. And if you haven't yet, you will experience an
the
obsession.
First time you have a legit crush, yes, it will be an obsession, and just be careful. I can't say anything about that because
it's.
Sorry, Tyler.
Okay. Anyways, my main point there was that, like, if you can't relate to like our just obsession with music and production, like, you can definitely relate to the idea of obsession with anything, with someone, right? And it's not I don't know, that's just one of those things where it's like an emotional level, you know, like obsession is something that everybody can relate to,
right?
But everybody has a different experience with it to different degrees. So
right.
It's like, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. But yeah.
Right. So going back to the questions, do you think a healthy relationship with social media exists for creatives?
Damn, what a 180. Jeez, it's
because I mean, we're talking about obsession. I mean, it's very easy to get obsessed with numbers and likes and this and that. TikTok growing
with social media, it's crazy because I mean, we are kind of like, we're part of the kids that grew up on the internet, right? And the kids that are kids now are actually growing up on the internet.
Yeah.
A healthy relationship with social media, I think it exists, but I just haven't. The most healthy.
I'm gonna be clear. I don't know the answer to this question either. This is why I'm gonna ask this to every person.
I think. Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
It's a good question. The most healthy I've been with social media is when I haven't been on it. So I mean, that says everything, right?
Right.
But man, for creatives, it's really hard because it's kind of,
it's a great tool.
It's a tool, it's a great
tool to meet people, to stay in contact with people, to show what you're doing, to promote your stuff. But it's like those negative moments, and I feel like it doesn't even like, it's like what we see on social media, like it might affect our like present emotions, but I feel like what it affects more is like those back end like emotions and like insecurities and like ooh, that stuff just grows on you. So I don't know what a healthy relationship with social media looks like, but it's definitely the healthiest relationship I've had, like I said, is away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
For extended periods. Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's all I could say on that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the day I find out like the answer to that, right?
We don't know.
Or the day I feel like, wow, this is very healthy.
Like,
I'll tell you.
Exactly. So, what was the lowest point of creativity for you?
Lowest point of creativity? Man. The lowest point of creativity.
Donut Dingus days.
No, that wasn't even it, man. I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I've had a very, very low point in creativity. I feel like because I've I don't know how to go about that because
or what was a low point in
What
your
was a low point
creativity?
in my
Like,
creativity?
have you ever had what's called beat block?
Like a writer's block.
Writer's
kinda deal?
block. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like I was telling you, like last week, I like felt like I was creating, um, everything I was creating just sucked. Like I just didn't like it.
yeah.
But I feel like I
In
get in
there.
I feel like I get in that.
Where
a
you
lot.
you like listen to your entire collection of shit and you're just like, wow, I'm like not that good actually.
Yeah, but I kind of, I mean, I've ran into that like funk for a lot of the time. Like I've definitely ran into that so many times that I kind of come at it with the understanding that like this isn't you that's talking. This is just this is you're purely going off of like emotions and very bummed out feelings. I don't know. It's a very you like once you're aware you're at a low, you start to kind of give yourself more, I guess,
leeway.
more leeway, a little bit more understanding that you're at a low and that your opinions here don't matter as much, or you shouldn't take it to heart. But, man, frick, I'm like thinking about the lowest point, and I keep thinking about the pandemic. Really, I don't want to say.
Nah, dude, that's totally fine. I mean, for the all musicians, it was rough because it's like we can't. Concerts are gone. Like that's what it seemed like. It was like concerts are done.
Yeah.
How are we gonna make money? Like that was really low for me.
I think, but with it, like the thing is that without the pandemic, I don't think Phendste would have like ever existed. Like,
right.
Because that locked me into my room and made me really look inside and look at what I can work with, right, and what I can create. So, man, the lowest point was definitely sometime in the pandemic. And
dude, it was so long, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how long that was.
But it isn't that long ago, you know. like it's weird. It's like the concept of time is
no,
so hard to understand.
I'm with you. It feels short.
Yeah.
But it was long. We had our entire sophomore year online.
Yeah.
Entire year, bro. All online.
Yeah.
What in the world? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm with you there. Like I was like, bro, like what even is life right now? I think that was like a really hard time for all people, no matter no matter what industry or whatever age, elementary school, middle school, high school, college.
Yeah, and we won't really see like the full side effects of it until like we're full blown adults, like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Where there's gonna be research, there's gonna be studies about all that stuff and what it did to our brains. Man, and we have the technology.
Zoom
for that,
compression caused brain tumors.
No.
I'm sorry. But yeah, y'all know Zoom compression. That's why I'm doing this podcast in person. Thank you. Not having no Zoom compression. All right, so last sort of like, I guess, negative question. Have you ever been frustrated by something you've created not getting enough recognition?
Yes, definitely. I think so, but in those times that I was very frustrated at that, I was always thinking, all right, so what can I do now? Like, what can I do next to make sure that doesn't happen? Or where did I go wrong? Or even like, it's a lot of it. Man, can you say that question again? You say that question again?
Have you ever been frustrated by something you've created not getting any recognition?
Man.
You're like, oh, I just have too many Spotify plays.
No.
I'm just getting too much recognition right now.
No. It took a long time to like get to that point.
Oh yeah,
Like
dude.
get to where I am now.
What was your
know?
first song? Do You?
My first song was you.
Yeah, I remember when that dropped. Like you were getting like what, like 100 streams, like nothing
That's
crazy.
no, but that's still pretty crazy. We were just talking
So
about
we were talking about you.
Yeah.
So
Like
that was Steven's
frustration.
first song he released.
frustration for not getting recognition. I think.
Right.
Well, because at the time that I released like all those things for Phendste, right? Like I
When was
wasn't
that?
2021,
Damn.
January of 2021, February of 2021.
Okay, so it was like early 2021.
Yeah. But like when I posted that, right? When I posted that stuff, I didn't come at it with the expectation that it would get any. I came at it with the expectation that it wouldn't get any streams.
Okay.
That it wouldn't get like as much attention. It would get at least the attention of my friends because I
Right,
love my friends.
right.
I love you guys. But
Shout out.
yeah, shout out to all my friends. I'm not gonna say their names and they're gonna get mad. I'm sorry, but I get to all of you. But you know who you are.
20
Um,
minutes.
But for you,
Right.
like I came at it with the expectation that like I wasn't gonna get any streams, and
Right.
then like the first day happened and I got 100 streams, and it's way more than I could have ever imagined. Way more than I could have at that time. Right? And honestly, like I don't remember being frustrated at something, like mad. I don't remember being mad that I didn't get enough streams at something. I don't ever remember that because I think like I was always grateful for the amount that I had, right? Like, and something that blew my mind was like when I posted "Do You," right? I remember looking at my
That
Spotify.
was the second song?
Yeah, that was the second song. I remember looking at my Spotify and seeing the number go from like 100 to 500 in like a week of monthly listeners, and
Yeah.
that freaking blew my mind, because like I came at it with the expectation that nothing would happen,
Right.
that like these are songs that I love and like anybody can listen to them if they want, right? Because it's up to them to really. I think it's that understanding of like it's up to the people to really kind of give recognition to that,
Mhm.
right? Like it's up to them to make that decision. It's
Right.
and it's just up to us to just create something that we love,
Right.
and that we feel passionate about or
Right.
passionate enough to just release it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I ever got frustrated at not getting enough streams. I think I remember getting frustrated at not being able at not releasing music and seeing my numbers go down in that way, right?
Mhm.
But that's just the way it goes, Naturally, that's just the way it should go. If you're not doing anything, then yeah, your numbers should go
Yeah.
down. So it's just like, I don't know. I remember just getting frustrated at myself for not creating, but in that period of frustration, I didn't create music so Arizona was the last one that came out, and that was
Sedona.
yeah.
Arizona.
And that was like kind of, and low key, that was kind of like, it was a Panic release, but it was like a freedom kind of song,
Mm-hmm.
because I in 2021 I gave myself the goal of posting a song every month, and then like 3
tough.
months in, I was just like, okay, I posted you, Do You, and Stay Out, and I was like, I am so burnt out, and this is the middle of the pandemic, or still kind of like we're getting through our sophomore year
Right.
of college,
Right.
so it's pandemic vibes still.
Sophomore year is rough,
yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, but definitely formative year.
Right, 100%.
But yeah, it's just like I all that happened, and then I released Arizona, and I felt a lot of. I just felt it was an impulse just to like let's have it out, because like I loved just the feeling of that song,
Right.
and it was just like it just felt good that it was different from the other things.
Right.
And it didn't get as many streams, which is completely okay, but it was something
Right.
that I really loved at the time, and I was like, yeah, screw it, let's have it out.
Right.
But yeah, but the next couple months, like I took a break at creating music and everything. And
Please take breaks, y'all. Take breaks.
take breaks. It's
You're
okay.
burnt out. Take a break.
Yeah.
Please, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
And then
totally fine.
like after that, I started working on Under the Rug, and it took 5 months, like in between, me just resting and kind of understanding like what I want to say in the world.
Right.
was that? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, that was 2021 of October.
Dude, whenever I
that's when I
took
started.
breaks, I would always come back like swinging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would come back like hard.
Yeah,
Breaks are worth it, y'all. Like, don't
They are.
torture yourself. And I, similar to what you were saying, like about like I'm gonna release a song every month. Dude, at the beginning of the semester, I was like, I'm releasing a song every single week for the rest of the year. And I got maybe 8 songs in, and I was like, all right, like, this is too much.
Yeah.
And these were all songs I already made. And like, y'all just don't put boundaries on that sort of stuff. Like, unless you're literally working with like a label and they're figuring that out for you. But like, that's just,
but everybody works differently.
Everybody does work
there's
differently.
people that can do that song a month thing,
Right.
But I just wasn't built for it.
Yeah.
At the time, at least, right? Like,
Right.
but it's good to have to kind of push yourself in that way and to test your boundaries so that
That
you know
is
where it is.
true.
But
Because you're never gonna learn if you don't do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, kind of switching gears a little bit. What brings you hope for the future?
It brings me hope for the future. I mean, recently, a lot of new people finding my music and telling me they like it.
Yeah.
That gives me a lot of hope for like for the future of my music, for the future of the things I create. It's just like, for a long time you create music and it's very in theory of like having an audience.
Right.
In theory of just being able to have a show.
Right.
And when you see those things that in theory slowly cement and become reality, it's just like it gives you hope for that stuff.
100%.
And I mean, yeah, I mean it's new stuff that I'm dealing with, new problems, but they're good problems to have.
Right.
Yeah, I just need to keep reminding myself that like these are problems, but they're good problems because like
Luxury problems.
luxury problems. Because a year ago I dreamed of things like this.
Right.
I prayed for things like this.
Yeah.
Like, and now it's happening, and it's just like, wow, it's dude, life is crazy, man.
Right.
I've been saying that for months, that life is crazy and everything's like, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Insane is the word that I would describe
Right.
like the past 4 months. But the main thing that gives me hope is just people that really show their support and love my music in that way.
Shout out to the Phendste fan base. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
I'm sure he loves you guys more, but I also love you guys because you love him and I love him, okay?
Yeah, love you, Zach. Love
Right.
you, 62 Chaos.
Ooh. Anyways, one more question before we wrap up. So I'm sure a lot of people watching, they're inspired by your work. They want to make music like you. They want to pursue art, Also, shout out to the Phendste Discord. If you want to join the Phendste Discord, I'll have the link in the description.
Please.
Yeah, so shout out to you guys. I've seen some of what you guys do, and you guys are very nice and awesome.
We talk about random stuff.
Random stuff, and he's in there.
Yeah,
he's in there.
I usually respond. I try to respond like at least within the day or something,
And he posts some unreleased.
Yeah, I
he
post
does
some
post his
snippets.
works in progress.
Yeah.
So that's just a little tidbit.
yeah.
Anyways, what is your message to budding creatives who resonate with your work?
Budding. What a word.
Budding.
Budding creatives that resonate with my work. First of all, if you resonate with my work and you feel very inspired, that's like the best compliment. And like, cause what what I tell people now is like, I want my music to comfort and inspire. And as simple as that sounds, and as cheesy as it can sound, I think, because I used to describe it as like, I want my music to make people feel happy or sad,
Right.
but ultimately I want people to feel comfort, right? Because comfort doesn't have a happy or sad. Comfort is just this feeling of being understood.
Ooh.
and just
Good ass point.
yeah, and just not feeling alone. Like that's ultimately it. Because there's a lot, there's a lot of loneliness in
It's a lonely world, y'all.
It is. and you know, inspire. It's just like
Right.
comforting is just like the idea of coming together and understanding each other, right? And then inspiration is just feeling that and wanting to do something with it.
Right.
You know, wanting to create whatever you want to create. It doesn't just have to be music. It could just be, you know, it could just be anything. It could literally just
Literally
be anything.
anything.
A podcast, you know.
If you want to make a podcast,
If you want to go create apple pie
just
after
don't
this,
get a Canon EOS Rebel T6 because you can only record 29 minutes, and we've been having to whatever. Anyways, my timer's at 10 minutes, so it's probably stopped. Here, let me go chat.
yeah. I mean, that whole comfort and inspire thing is like something I really think about now.
Right.
That's something I kind of like.
It's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah, I came to terms with like I came to understand that in like September, so 2 months ago. But for budding creatives, man, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself.
True.
And that's okay if you don't know yourself yet, right?
Absolutely.
But do anything, do everything, or do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Because ultimately you'll find yourself outside of that comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like you'll find yourself outside of that. And I think like really kind of get a good understanding of yourself and go out and experience the world and see how you react and like kind of understand who you are, because I think at least what I kind of value in me, right, is that I believe I have a good understanding of who I am, which is why I feel like I have the ability to create in the way that I can.
Right.
It's because I have that understanding of who I am, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately, like, what you create is like a reflection of you in some way. And we're all unique. We're all unique in some way. I feel like a lot of people say, like, if you don't do it, somebody else will, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a part of me believes that, and a part of me, like, kind of in the creative field doesn't believe that, because there's something that you bring to the table that nobody else in this world can. And if you do nothing with that, or if you like fail to find that, I don't know, if you just do nothing with that, if you just need to find yourself, and then, man, dude, I don't know how to say it.
Right.
I don't know how to say it, but
yeah,
like get a good understanding of who you are, and find a way to do that, and then create. Like literally create and fall in love with the things you create.
Tell your story.
Yeah.
Everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Everyone has a story.
Like I said, there's one of one for you.
Right.
Right. You are one of a kind, even
100%.
though, like, even though we kind of it clicked.
Sorry, y'all, for the camera change. My camera died. This is the pilot, y'all. So
we're getting towards the end of the last question.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
you were basically saying like, find yourself.
yeah.
But that's a very loaded idea.
Yeah.
It's a very loaded idea.
You know, it's so ironic, because I have a song that's called, the song that blew me up is called "I'd Find You."
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
And man, I can talk about that song all day, but
But that's for the Phendste podcast part 2.
Part 2. Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I mean, I would love to.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys want to see a part 2 where we go more in depth about, his songs.
Yeah,
and
like
just,
more modern stuff, because this one is very origin story-ish.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's really bad. Like, it's so bad.
No. It's fine. It's like...
No, I know. Anyways, I have one more question that I want to ask you.
Oh, what the heck? I thought that was the last one.
Yeah, I know.
What is this?
One more.
Wait. Okay.
This is a quick one. What is something creative you have never pursued but would like to pursue at some point in your life?
Ooh, I love this. I love this question.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to ask it.
Because I tell people all the time that, like, I'm just right now, like, I'm an artist. I create music.
Artist
and I
era.
songwrite, right? But a musical artist, a recording artist, whatever you want to label that, right?
Right.
But I think ultimately I love creativity in general, just the whole sphere of creativity.
Right.
Um,
The whole nine
because that doesn't limit me to just music. And
Right.
and honestly, like if I'm being frank, like I don't think that I'll love music. I think there's gonna come a point in time in my life where I get sick and tired of music to the point that I'm like, okay, I need a really long break and I need some other creative outlet to do this.
Yeah.
And so I've definitely thought about. I mean, I want to get into like just like drawing, doing stuff like
Drawing.
that. Just anything. Drawing. I wanted to get into filmmaking.
Wait, say drawing again.
Drawing. What the heck? Drawing.
Drawing.
I say drawing. Bro, I say wing.
Yeah.
Drawing.
Whatever.
All right.
Yes,
No,
but
no,
that
no.
is definitely
All right.
deep.
Well, not just drawings, cause like, stop. Why? Okay. Drawings are. Oh my gosh. Stop.
Okay,
No.
drawing.
So something actually I would really like to get into
Using a pencil on the paper.
Shut up. Is getting into like filmmaking.
Mm.
Cause
Okay.
I've always I don't know that I really love the visual medium of art,
Mhm.
and there's something about cameras, something about getting it in frame,
And you
something
have yet
about
to
that.
have a music video.
Yeah. Has
Has anyone hit you up?
I was working on something.
Okay.
Yeah. Still working on it. but,
Self-produced, self-edited. No.
No, I'm working with a friend.
KD.
No.
Shout out KD.
Yeah. KD. Kevin
Anyways,
David.
yeah. So okay, you basically said drawing.
Stop with the drawing.
No, you.
No,
seriously, you
not
said
yet.
drawing and filmmaking. That's two
filmmaking.
very valid options.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, because I
So
see music
complicated,
very visually as well. Like
I'm not trying to deter you, but like filmmaking is like a whole nother like that is a whole.
Yeah, it's a
my
whole other
brother's
thing.
a filmmaker, so I know a little bit. But it is a whole thing. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
I too think it's very cool
Yeah.
and interesting, especially when I got this camera, not my phone, the one that's behind it. I was like, damn, okay. Having a DSLR is really just like, okay.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
like, damn.
Mhm.
Because everything just looks so good.
It's better than your
Alright.
eyesight. Better than your eyesight.
Really?
No.
I was like,
I
what?
don't know, bro. I don't know.
Maybe.
No, but
okay.
that's what it feels like when you get a DSLR. It feels like a new pair of eyes,
Right.
So
Okay, we'll
um,
do one more.
one more.
Goals
Okay.
for the future.
Goals for the future: graduate. Graduate.
Yeah,
That's
for real.
a goal for the future. Graduate 100%.
Yeah.
I would like to start having shows
Mm.
where I perform as Phendste. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Release more music. Get more involved with the people that love my music.
Okay.
It's weird because I don't like calling them fans because it feels very like dehumanizing to a point. Like
Yeah.
you're all people. You're all people
Right.
that you're all full human beings that have emotions.
Y'all
and
are just my
everything,
fans.
so-
No,
but-
I totally get that.
yeah.
I totally get that.
I think it was a lot easier to say that like way back before the internet existed.
Right, 100%.
But, but now like
I love my fans. Follow me on MySpace. Like, what?
Okay.
No, but like, no, I totally get that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like, especially like seeing like your Discord and like these people
These are
actually
people,
talking.
man. Yeah.
And I'm like, they're like, hey, I'm 14, I'm from the Philippines, or like, oh, I'm from Malaysia, or like whatever. I'm like, this is crazy that this person with a mind and a brain and fingers went and joined your Discord.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now they're typing away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And
yeah.
they're gonna go on and do amazing
They're gonna-
things, hopefully.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. But wait, what was the question again, Frank?
Goals.
Goals, yes. Hopefully win a Grammy. We'll see. Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
see.
yeah, we'll see.
That's dope.
Collab more. Meet more people. Get out of my comfort
Make
zone
a song with 622 Chaos.
Bro.
No, I know. We'll get to it.
Bro.
We're
We're working.
we have a
working on
song
something.
on my computer right now, but yeah, it's not. It's in the process. You
Yeah.
know. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would share a lot more about my goals, but I tend to kind of keep a lot of them to myself
Totally
Um,
valid.
because Yeah, because like some of them are like crazy, and I mean I
Okay.
feel like setting goals that are crazy, is good, because I did that this year, and I blew
Right.
a bunch of those goals out of the water.
Right.
I didn't think I'd ever reach that,
Yeah.
you know, and so yeah, I mean there's a lot of crazy goals I have in mind, but
Awesome.
got the 5-year plan.
All right.
Thinking about it, but yeah.
And with that, we are going to end it here, folks. Thank you for coming to the pilot episode
My
of
hair is
Chaos on
annoying.
Call. The caller today,
Phendste.
Phendste, here at Stevens Institute of Technology, Hoboken, New Jersey. Signing out. Peace.